Joyce Blessing is also in the news. Sticker, let me listen to the voice of Joyce Blessing and her complaints.
News. Joyce Blessing is in the news.
Yeah, news. It's in the news. Yeah. Joyce Blessing is also in the news. Let's find out what really she has to tell us. And after that, we will take it from there.
Within the unbreakable Joyce Blessing, I'm just saying, I'm subscribing to the channels now. Now to me a virtual concert, very unbreakable virtual concert. Me da see any more time achieve on to me in a music see. Maybe me panting and rain because I mean dinko moka cram so. Me old channel, uko YouTube Joyce Blessing, and our Instagram Joyce Bless GH, and our Facebook Joyce Blessing. But me who say the Joy Productions are changing. Abe also unbreakable Joyce Blessing. I use no as but me person na mo say still now that account we need access to it. They are using it to do their own thing. Only Julie J. So me sham mo hwe me na. So we hear Joyce Blessing na person will get it to me ankasa. Na me wo. Nti enyu bi e da me old channel me bia no. Enya me na me de to me patcho. What you share me a woman, so what chatting with old channels, and will be reply. And Yamia is sermon. What you share me with the unbreakable Joyce Blessing on Facebook, and no review with the unbreakable Joyce Blessing on Facebook, with the unbreakable Joyce Blessing on Instagram, and I'm with the unbreakable Joyce Blessing on Twitter, but YouTube media with the Joyce Blessing unbreakable, very important, and more review. Be a Joyce Blessing unbreakable. YouTube, me so subscribe it. More money time and share virtual concert. Mon come new channel na Joyce Blessing unbreakable. Nya time let me share video ni na. Nya mi shira mu na bebre.
Issues after issues. Yeah. We'll be talking about that as well. Joyce Blessing. So yeah, attempt to say obeja ni kunu as obrepa on. The bia obenya ni na asem foforo. And ya funny Instagram, ya funny see. After you crowd, you're saying YouTube kakra. Oh, did you muniswa? I say more. Okay, enti jatase or the Joyce Blessing aba. Ye misani say a day pan and koso. Sister Joyce, good morning.
Good morning.
Bibi aboko no paidie.
Radia dumo now swear.
Yes, wo ahoden wo ha ye kasa ide ye beda nyame ase afa ne se bibia ye boko na we de yen kasa bebre enra na ye hu se waye video bi in the video o kan about se obi afa o YouTube channel ase o nyumbi power cop performing wo virtual concert ebi mu awia de akoba bi ene se bone tofa eden pa na ekoso ne ye mu amu ne nhwehwe nsem ni.
Oh, okay. And I'm here, me here, chief for you be out to me. Ghana for Johnson. Now my address in Yama be concerning me channels no. Obi him say me wo friend in Facebook channel Joyce Blessing. And Instagram Joyce Bless GH and Twitter and so and YouTube there Joyce Blessing. But recently I will be in this issue. Say my account, no, I have no access. My bomb logging me out because I need to train I age man bomb. If you me I access to the account, which Dave Joy and Julie. But I never examine the area be but I'm not here to explain marital issues near the other. Initiation is log me out from the account. All the way in including YouTube near there. Me try the HRS at least. Which many but it seems that they are not distracted the MS.
In fact, that's my Mammy MP something calling him Kakra. Yenim say what Jai San your money in Chidi. I starting new accounts. What starting everything new. Now new ones so and some to new ones now. I say honor because old ones me sure say ati san semino. Ama what starting new channels I think na abu more promoting new ones so some about.
Yeah, new one into number me say video no. Besides, at the entire video, then say new one na me ye no Dave Joy a change old one no I username so unbreakable Joyce blessing.
New name now. Oh yeah, new account now. Oh use old account. No more could change the same name.
Yeah, they in username. Yeah.
Send you be confused amount for.
Exactly. And see, they may post you a new media, no, so far post you old one.
They will be post you a new one. No, now I'm download it. Now almost post you old account in so.
Exactly.
Oh.
Which say yeah, so many mama last time I perform be cry na say if you be crack to the new channel na YouTuber no or master or more master striking it down.
And I me ready story be wo samiflextv.com Lapiji Emmanuel Lapiji of Richard or say Yama ultimatum of I think 7 days as one responded to some copyright striker you bet you YouTube page na free semana you be pulling it down and also at saying how some come on and church muti say
yeah sana see because your first strike of their mini I think say Doxazo concept we could see things in be and no strike here and the performing was xylophone now xylophone is finding new artists for me and also since a career me post you on and also or report him or and it's almost strike here and then I have a new song I know Ephraim the Tron in PA and see me main video no but me to a virtual concert nothing now the entire streaming my live streaming me YouTube channel no because of strikes they been on their or their man into no I'm meant to me streaming no into me live streaming on Facebook. If we show no say na say they get make me advert near they didn't freeze I can have two YouTube channels so they have TV stations so they me abobi into no go for Facebook the no or cut and you may friend talk and do news yeah and no go post you on my old channel no or far audio no and I go post you on my old channel no yeah caption say new release for me, which are a mini idea be about. It's one of the kind of and see the concept now. You post main no not as or no post that he was strike the whole thing and also down. See, I know mama is that's a strike not also. Anything mama that 7 days. Say meant to me, I'm more than near idea or mobile accounts no. I then. And it's distracting whatever.
Now, Joyce, manya understanding be meaning say ebia only a former team no nobody san common understanding manya say ebia Dave Joy forward dream say enyuma oh yeah ebra na what Dave Joy no omo mpese be perform sa anyum no omaka sasem natural.
Yeah. But when to be making official, they don't mean an official. Let's say, meaning Dave Joy any contract. Dave Joy production, Dave Joy. It's the whatever I me finance it. But the entire I say, and every I have to let go and say, you couldn't now in the age, so. So me come on me to scanner. Obia me couldn't idea anymore. And no, the entire I want to mean catch and say, men took me no mini contract. Because my final contract, my years my final xylophone, and I know how contract goes. So we under a certain management. If you have no age for 2 years, 2 years, and this is what you're going to do. This is what you can't do, and you know it's a contract. I was signing with same nature also. So you can't do anything. Contract no one what I say. In this case, no, I don't have any contract like that. With them.
Because na I oba ne kunu adwuma.
Sir?
Na mo contract no one pam.
Oh, whatever it is. It's fine. Now me person me address now my fans now say still na me channels old you know. Eni me ho. Because omo ye bibia man yes e look to say omo dia mama and I me see eni me ho. Enti omo confuse me fans no. It was a bad one, and I'm more say account and still I don't have access to it.
I see.
And then for that matter, and you my yeah in they were attracting me say obey saying na and was starting and go you back.
O said Dave attested. O said Dave attested so obey saying you na. Yeah,
I was saying me sketches say one going now. Obey releasing you na say no.
I see.
Who releasing you ma? Okay, you know a video. A budget out the unity. So and sana why a near my account was on out the idea in your P. But what do I want to caption say new single out. Now and your man my sketches and okay wow. The new way to Mampo.
Just a new single out now. Why do you know what to so? New single Joyce Blessing.
Yeah.
I see. So
now I know my plan is young plan is me signing now. I started eating now on YouTube. Into that means on no year. And a YouTube channel no day and I say mini YouTube channel mini access to. What I feel.
And the old YouTube channel no go so ever with demo Joyce Blessing. Na mekai maybe am no share wo say studio ha no na o ka kire say on sheda nya aware ntima yen ka say o ex husband say see latest ye saying say see wa sheda officially eja aware na it saying say minion mo be kan ho say be hu say ne on be kan no
me paso bra question ni biem
na me say the last time am no din komo no o ka say officially my yen friend say oh ye single because on sheda nya aware wiye na ye twen na uwie ansa na yakase o ye single enti si yi na ye ba bedi hunkomo yen consider ne say onipa onene nya sem no o ye ex husband and na say because of yen wie aware sem no wie no ogosi your husband e konkon ho
yo me da say I think that last time no me hu caption ne ka no ka say oh the entire e koye sa no nte na guy be first obe ware me na me so David because the mum no having a court near the can answer my any. It our reason don't want to 9K Juma no answer here. And I'm here caption letter. For me, I'm single.
And to say idea and come by the yen in come say Joyce Blessing is single to the ex husband and a year the air costume.
Yeah, and then now I really want to talk more about a Juma no anything here. No,
yeah, worry ne ba be kan ye pa kire say ye nim say Dave Joy record label no one ukunu ne start ye ba ene ya ye ba be discuss ni discuss ni say ogusu ye okunu anan ye ex hope na person ye clear say na ye be hu say na ye be kan sem no.
Oh, honestly, mami make it clear here. Onye ni kunu biem.
Onye ukunu biem.
Yeah.
Eno ape ni hia.
Yeah, onye ni kunu biem. And also, I think that a human for me and a very important, which is my career. And I can't say because of my mistake from the beginning. I'm not worry any human boom na to see ano. Akoye and Sembi I say ama and Sembi to me career. But you need to be who mistake here, who see our lessons. And who see our lessons and so I was say, dear, I'm a human and was so corrected.
Yeah.
And that is what I want to do now.
It's obvious. Now Joyce, finally, how do you intend to handle this? Yes, as media people and entertainment people, we can discuss it and all that. But one can practically, how do you intend to handle this once and for all?
Okay, I think I'm afraid I'm share the YouTube channel, the old one, Camping Spice Africa.
Okay.
And then they confirm say that strike in few more, and your money almost strike here. Into they join. I have all the screenshots. Bibia, mustn't do me mail. I check a Dave production and strike it. Bibia made the better. And me here because first no, me ya no man me imagine say new channel no. Then for Bibia old songs living to. So and talk and do no. I know for cry. And today we need the new mood in kind of far audio now a concert no post you on old channel no. Well, and the Emma me concert ni beto one ma o sound strike here yes say be anko family old songs ni bi me
concert now yeah ni audio na Dave Joy ko fine or the to on the old channel no enti ebra wo upload here no na say ebra wo upload here na say wa wi obi nyum sa na ekoye
there be anya ni sister who say ni YouTube no first come first self enti obi din kan post here dia
minim sade no pa na say wakofa obi e work eno so abe posti I see
enti my second person after dey no ten way dia na me ma be posti but wasn't like that
no na dey strike ni buy no
and then dey strike ni buy no because mama be that
7 days no 7 days na how many days na so
oh I think almost strike here dey no enrechi ade be china najo yeah
see akabe 5 days na strike no aso
yeah nti iguso ani ya send you more letter
mogo so am appeal
how things will go.
All right Joyce ya da sene un cheche mu ye bedi hu nkomo bibia ni a ye besan kasa
me touch for much
Ricky asemi ni kan din o
but you meet me come small na me
hey Canton you say obuoshi o I thought initially you wanted to run away from this topic.
Who's I wanted to run away from this?
That's what I heard.
You heard?
Yeah.
Here say you don't.
But suddenly you watching Mike meeting starting on. Hey. Okay, Chantal started.
I think they should find a way of resolving this. That's what I'll say. I think they should find a way of resolving this.
But wait, beyond them finding ways of resolving this, is Dave Joy doing something wrong? Oh, Munyai. Oh, is Dave Joy doing something wrong? Is Dave Joy doing something wrong?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
So what would you advise Dave Joy rather than telling them to find solutions to it?
One, I can tell
you.
Okay,
train Dave Joy so bekasa. Also be chim. Dave Joy so be chim. Also be chim. Dave, good morning.
Good morning.
Big man, do you have a call?
Yes, I was.
Yes, yeah, check kakra.
Kakra.
Well, yanko straight. Me nyesho say be to and send baby biasa. In fact, and chair ne o ex-wife, Joyce Blessing, or some your ex-artist.
Me pacho nyame ex-wife.
Also no waja Dave.
Kikano because obi jaware abusia tenase. Say your court tenase. Busiani bia no bia antenase. Court bia my lawyer assembly any court, assembly any lawyer bia. So no can dey any no kasa.
Enti ordinano ana ordinakoma mu na no offense on waja ware.
Ordinano na kuma abusiani bia antenase njinsa enkansa ware bia haja.
Enti o dia unim wo mramu ne abusuasemu de woni Joyce Blessing
abusuani bia amfra na abusuani bia kran frame
woni Joyce Blessing kusu ye o yire ni okunu
sana mekano.
Okay, that is also your point established.
But no say wejaya ware but a man mre kwan so ne mramu de obia mamelate bia from any lawyer bia and save me later bia for divorce and everything. Minya bisa o baby.
Okay. And also your point. Yeah, Bekita Musa, Asane, onso akache no. Na asemba ko da ho ne se em say ni YouTube channel ni Facebook social media handles sem na doso pa. O kan ya kwesi se ebra mu yi ni free mu no or starting new ones. Okoko interviews ye nyina ya bo na bobo so kama. Afa ye fe se honagu latest enra ya wasan release video se ni new one na waye no okoye en okoposti bibi wo ho na monso mafa na ma posti wo old channel no ene your point 1 point 2 no edina o use wo new channel no monso mako change mu dia no usernames no and the same thing. Dave sanet here
insani does the answer they say akusia na Joyce onye ni pabonini na mezume ni pabonini aware no no aso ntimi ware bi ana ni Facebook ni online de ni na me aka sama friend so me entenase na yenkasa ono no nya kwan by the door and a public sympathy being the open and YouTube channel na yin ya use since 2013 and one the revenue bibia ko ono the registration at tosa account no so da the revenue bia adwuma bia me ne year since 2008 besi 2020 bia na enum and say ko and yet the ono ko be the different account number area in be some registration because anya hwe kra na me menti no as me calm it down and to be NGB and there's a Joyce framing there's all paramedic man. Me find and Facebook ne Instagram ya verify. Me find koyeshi, me find kotonshi, me find yeshi. You try say be promote brand because of encouragement. You need juma encourage. So me could be any as no okay.
Me pacho o say mu yi ni free account nim ti say na yo ka say offer say o pa de be mana. At what point now you need free muna aden na fe
me pacho bi any ni free Joyce you on handle on social media you on handle Julie Satam Julie J Cans the publicist na hand ono kan create pages ni na any on handle any page
and Joyce na ai password na for kra no nimbi
oni access oni I don't know why in the Facebook account my personal account and in the pages IG no only as everything I'm who will be was Julie J Cans.
And the postings and the cost na Joyce blessing and nim who she.
Never should
Nina Julie J Cans ne post man. And he said
I don't know why I about social media can't okay.
This all case mo yi na free account nim no sa asem no moment ase na nya no kre.
There be nya no kre. Me kasa me ne kasa ne dan like kasa so me internase. Because aside music in the year, one year businesses be together. But what I say, and there's also why we now acquire music. No say you man, yes, it's nothing who say okay, revenue way okay, me pekra na meaning say at the end of every year, no revenue in a account with intimate member. But 20 minutes as I will cause a mini contract there, only mini contract there. And also now finance Juma. I mean, so there's all kinds of only Juma Hoka and Uchiamanaka.
I see. Now another allegation now, Joyce, they are trouble.
Those on the brass and fashion. No,
last one.
Yeah, brass and
Dave Chain. Back or sit the virtual concert of Cobo and saying. Or performing Nyumbi say talk and do is saying
talk and do
talk and do and a moma ko artist anyum na free Facebook dia ko to momo channel na the same na mo handle no e on so ntiase
okay talk and do yanyuma Ephraim and a phrase so onya nyuma man nti nyina na ekokoti nyuna na ye ho adwuma and sana this break up no this nyina ba so person releasing nyuma satam na ya frame say oh me person ye nyumi adaye wo ma Ninya Bronsam on a bayfo. Frame so me person me ya deal with more home coins and me. By me one, and I didn't see me striker in down say more frame and me kasa about the program and no more kasa so young funny man to 2 ye because and never be enko ye mammy. And I'm okay. It wasn't a live program. Movie, more streaming or Joyce no YouTube channel. Different YouTube channels no streaming you know. One country me because at the more edit you and commit me their friend. Brass and me near brought some to the extent say, oh, catch them some of the idea we kotoa make us a day bidder. Me who need the microphone channels. And I'm saying, me cutting, I'm the koto official channel, revenue, no, meaning baby a koto. Because watching be no, assemble, make a revenue way, a media. But me microphone need the brand and who are brought one casano channel, maybe now. So no nyanti ase ma me na o mra fo but dey be person sympathy bi ni microphone mo twetwe camera sisi no so no at the end of the day nkra wo fie videos here wo ye nyina that o ma be gusa e ban say YouTube channel ho na mo ko so and then ya oba adana me for man I'm ready to give it to you any problem there.
Sammy dear Dave, as a mama, I am Kakra because you all kind of correct.
No credit on my casual. Say, Senka and ka IG any Facebook page, young verify. Me pacho what you say. You verify and then you say Joyce so opay no beba form. Say yentnas and kasa. So cause what I end the fine will be a crampe this time. What you say. But a member come phone yetnas. What you say. I got tons out to watch no that be a can for a Ghana for young Marisa and in Yaisa. John Brafo.
I see. Now I am passing sending a text message said Ninyumuna I won't change now be saying also sending the message
there be and no crazer. The ten say and no release album. And you man yeah back we bija. No the can when I'm release back. It's a new release. I'm Mr. One of my release. The boy man. Any issue, yeah.
Now, yes, I did. Yes, 2 wrongs don't make it right. Now, what we say?
And wrong. And to no cannot prove me to me 4-6. In the name of Joyce Blessing, you need me dinner dance. And a company in the Dave John, a company in India. So, me by quick. Thing I am born in Pushy Brandon. Or back from no so I mean, when Scacra me try video, no man. What I say? Obe try and me on the travel. I promoting. And more be on here, Biana, made the Bemana, a day. In Nimba. Timusu Jang, issue, yeah. Bye.
Oh, yen to Jangu, ye perceive a tin 7 Naseke. Now, Dave, assemble a console and person beside the say, the brand way back up a last one. To see a brand Joyce Blessing, say, or no dear, now, so Ukita ho channel, Ukrom din. Any change you channel, they call Dave Joy.
There be yes, I'm a unique bonini. Say, YouTube best strike. Over old one, not budget. And I see a very fine name of baby, men find your shoe. But if we are no oh, yeah, record label boss of Dave Joy. It had an our channel, no money Dave Joy, now money you know as Dave Joy. Me about Dave Joy, Nankasawa company, no one a channel. And a brand Joyce Blessing, now Joyce need Dave Nankasa a bill there from 2008, you know. And so on the channel, you be for revenue be a accountant a kutu. What you say? Our access and maybe what access or no other restriction up to our account, and as I say, will be a new free accounting. And it's a okay young there, as a kutu, not scanning cabango, now you might do some faso. Me, internet is will be hammer and I'll be a David. I see. Me Felicia Ugu super or any pow. Peno. Oh, because any old Casano, I say Ugu so feely meeting. No, me penasem to be always. But meeting so feely meeting. That's you, mentino. As all Casamen Casa. Yeah, me, and cranty. The cow, you know, a phone for so anything. That's and crying the best of her. Social media, that's what the whole. They say, you know, calm me down. But what you say? Yeah, and the same Quran or custody, no more, no. Maybe I saw one more. I am your Mocasa. Maybe I try. And the crowd may go. Oh, nice. Good father. But girl, the Filino, Filino, girl, the Filino, Joyce, Filino. Girl, man. Joyce Blessing. Why they? Monsieur Filino. 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 So say. Dave, I say we do you click a video?
Complicated.
Wait, 1 minute, Mr. Drew about Mr. Drew Abesi. Look at me by my minion say I am pong.
Okay, after listening to the man
Dave Joy.
Yeah, Dave and Cassandra. Assembly I say because it has become more like family issues. Before it looked to me like it is purely legal. Baby assembly no one. It's purely legal. And if the Creative Arts Court was actually, in existence, this would have helped. Because and I understand, I get it from the conversation that the man is actually ignorant about the whole music industry, about the whole music executive role, because he's acting in bad faith. A lot of actions that he's taking are very, very wrong and even criminal, if I may say. Because, one, Yeah, no, because people are a lot of things are criminal anyway. Like I was saying, so you are using someone's brand. You get it, mind you, regardless of whatever separation that or whatever agreement you people had in the past. Now, away from the agreement, you are using her brand, her image. You get it. So you need to respect that, and it comes back to what Shanton actually faced. He actually took the person off the channel and changed it into something new. Yes. So his issue is different, but you are still using that same image. You are posting me, which is it's not allowed. It's criminal for you to be posting my image without my consent. You are posting me, more or less. You are posting my image. You are even using my brand name. You get it, to the extent where if I perform, you cut it and put it on a channel that I don't have access to. It's clear that his
explanation is that particular production was jointly.
It is never done that way.
Which is never done.
What he did, you get it. If that production was joint,
if you have something that we own together, when you use it, I can also use it.
No, because at this point, I get at this point, you and I are not even together. That's one point. The first point is we have an issue, we have a pending issue, we have a disagreement, which is public knowledge. So then it means that we don't work anymore. It is just like Kiss Daniel's issue that I have an issue with my label. Doesn't mean that if you post something or if I post something, because we used to work together, you have the right to also post it. It is wrong. You get it? It is totally wrong, because whatever she puts on the song, her performance, the writing and everything is owned by her. It's her intellectual property. Okay. It is not yours. You get it? Your role is different. For me, this is purely, illegal. It's clear from the way the man is talking. Say, and if Joyce also understands the business well and she decides to take him on, because there's no way, even in court, there's no way you need to take away somebody's way of life, like living, something that actually earns them a living. It is not allowed. That's why even now, NAM is actually allowed to operate. Because it is never a case for you to actually take someone's way of life from them. It's not. You get it? So for you to actually act in such bad faith, whereby I've left the channel for you, now I'm focusing on another channel, and then you change the name of the old channel to my new name. Clearly, it's an act of bad faith. So it's something that Joyce and Kassan, I don't know who I advises. You get, and that's what is unfortunate. A lot of the times, our industry, what we actually call insights, or what we actually, people don't understand it. You get it? People don't have the understanding of the business, because Joyce has a clear case. The man even himself needs to act responsible. We always say this, that certain actions you take goes a long way to even affect a person's career. Now the brand is going down. If you look at what Joyce Blessing has been able to build all over the years with your actions, because quick one, or can say, if she calls me, we can sort this. So if you can easily sort this thing, why are you destroying the brand?
Why Joyce is not calling?
No, I doubt Joyce is not calling. You get it? Okay. I doubt Joyce is not calling, but not to waste time. I think it's unfortunate. Joyce needs to reach out to the right people, because as on one case on she needs to reach out to the right people.
All right, thank you, Ricky Tennyson. Mr. Drew is finally here with us. Charlie, 1 minute to be an hour wrap up. Joyce Blessing.
A bit more complicated than Richie is saying, right? Ricky is saying, because they have a working relationship, even though they didn't sign any papers, legally they had a contract. Because when I come to you and tell you that I am Mr. Drew's manager, and he accepts that I'm his manager, and so he tells people I'm his manager, legally I'm his manager. You understand? So we've had a working relationship where we've done music together, we finance it together. Whether it's a joint husband and wife account, that's a whole different matter. But you have the issue, you have a working relationship together, you have the contract. So getting out of that contract by Joyce Blessing, it's not as easy as I don't want to work with you again. You understand? They have to have a sit down, whether they want to go to the legal ADR or court. They don't need a creative court. There's a commercial court. This is a commercial matter. they have to go to a court and have to end the contract that no, we don't want to work together again. And then the things that you have together in the business,
they decide on how to
separate those things. And then when you've not done that, they still have a working relationship. So he is acting in bad faith. In terms of human relations, the man is acting in terms of human relations, but legally he still have the right to do that because he still owns the products that they made together because they had a working relationship.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael. Ben Kane Swaba, more fire, and I watch it too much. Okay, yes, now some 1 minute. Yes,
a complication of emotions and legality. You know, so they should just sit down and solve their issue.
Okay.
They should just sit down and solve their issue. I mean, the way.
Do you still see Dave Joy in love?
He's very much in love, you know. But there's an element of emotional blackmail somewhere at play in the mix.
Championed by who?
Dave Joy. You know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. There's a certain element of
the way he keeps bringing up the children.
Exactly what I say.
Is it the way he keeps bringing up about the children?
The children.
But
yeah,
the children.
That's a form of
No. But the children are really there. What are you talking?
No, but
it's the way you use it.
The children to score emotional points.
Yes.
Making him look like
wait. You guys are missing a point. Do you know even if they break up, when it is time for the children to pay school fees, they will come to Dave Joy to take money?
No, it's his responsibility.
Yes. So when he says the children, they are a matter here.
Yeah, but this is legal issues we are talking. This is business we are talking about. Take the children out. When you were signing, the children were nowhere to be found. So take the children out of these things. That's why I call emotional blackmail. What I say, so that I say, obe fear. You know, he kept saying that obe fear, no obre no has no obe fear. Me de bemano, enekro pa me de bemano. Famane.
So Murphy. There is a clause. There is a condition.
No.
That
was a conditional statement.
Yes.
So Uber for more. You saw Uber from no cover account no more fire. Chairman, I think I apologize for my lateness.
I see.
So I think that this issue need to be settled amicably. In a sense that there is a contract between the two of them. Take it or leave it. There are different forms of contract, verbal and the written form and so many other ones. So far as Dave Joy can have a tape that Joyce Blessing said somewhere that Dave Joy is my manager, is my producer, or that it tells you that there had been an establishment of a contract. And from the two conversations that we had, the two of them, it tells you that also the two of them are not completely separated from each other. They are still, that kind of marriage bond is still there, because Dave Joy is saying that he's not received any letter from any legal firm, you know, telling him or probably sitting down with the family here and there to conclude on the matter that they are no more in a relationship, you know, so far as he's concerned. So that tells you that the matter has not been dealt with, you know, from the root. So for me, like the way culture would say, there is peace where there's respect. So if the two of them respect themselves to that level, like the way they've just saying, me penasem, you know, me will be penasem pa, you know, it tells you say, odoni die, odobe to me asa, but asiana edbe man de. So the two of them should come together as a family, like the way you keep hitting on. We have kids. Truly, I mean, utumu say adieno nkwalani nti odoni to me ngukra. So they should come together and then come to a mutual understanding. Say this and this and this and that. You know, until that is done, I'm telling you, Dave Joy can post. She can also post. What they call court, what they call him, master. There is a bond, and that bond need to be broken.
I won't argue with this because of, but I'm surprised. You know, such comments are coming.
Wait, Ricky. Guys, there is a letter.
I have a wife. If Mr. Drew stops working with what's his name?
And the two of them.
If Mr. Drew stops working with K1, he stops working with K1 because K1 has the right to be posting Mr. Drew's image anyhow.
This now is different.
They are no more working. Do you appreciate the fact that they are not working anymore? The level doesn't exist anymore.
On which basis did the work started?
What do you mean on which basis? On which basis? By a contract basis.
Contract based from where?
No, but what do you mean? How do we start work?
Based on the marriage.
Marriage, no.
Oh, wait.
You don't bring marriage into business.
The two was put together.
But how do you say this?
Wait, that according
Okay. There is a letter here we need to read. If you don't read, it will be very unfair to the issue. This letter is please silence in the studio. This letter is actually coming from the former publicist of Joyce Blessing, the lady Dave Joyce said was handling the account of Joyce Blessing. Now she has this letter out, so let's read it briefly and we can end that discussion. It says September 3rd 2020, to whom it may concern. My attention has been drawn to a video of Akosua Twene, popularly known as Joyce Blessing, circulating on social media, attributing Joyce Blessing Akosua Twene, popularly known as Joyce Blessing, circulating on social media, attributing me, Julie J. Kantz, of having her YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram pages. She has previously associated my name and brand to her broken marital home, fabricated fake stories of me trying to blackmail her and others. With regards to the above subject matter, I would want to make clarifications by stating the following. 1. Akosua Twene, Joyce Blessing, and her husband, David Adujemfi, Dave Joy, engaged my services as a social media manager on March 2017. We agreed on an amount to be paid to me monthly for the services. She didn't have social media pages as at that time, and so I had to create new pages and work proceeded. 1 year later, we came to another agreement that I'll be giving 10% of any revenue netted from Joyce Blessing's brand. This was because I was begged by Joyce Blessing and her husband and manager, Dave Joy, to take up other tasks as publicist and brand manager, secretary for their private companies, road manager, and personal assistant to help promote her brand and ministry and to support them with their private businesses. I considered the love I have for Joyce and her family and agreed to support her brand and ministry with the agreements we previously had in mind. I worked more than hard to support her sister's brand and ministry, and with astonishing speed. The results have been evident within these few years. During these times, I was never paid any salary for all the strenuous tasks because Joyce Blessing and her husband made me understand that they are financially unstable and would fulfill their promises when things get better. We were able to gather some money, and in addition to what we earned from a record deal, we again agreed we would use that to purchase a house so they could move from their residence which they had rented. I didn't take any percentage from that money because Joyce was pregnant and at that period needed a sound mind. They then asked me to move from where I stayed to live with them in their house for the reason that theoretically my money was involved. Early last year, Joyce started making mention of divorce in most of her conversations, so I advised her as a little sister to have a second thought about her decision to divorce her husband, considering how it was going to adversely affect her brand as a gospel musician. According to Joyce, she said she was fed up with the marriage and didn't love her husband anymore. I have had several misunderstandings with her concerning her decision because I was scared it was going to have a dent on her brand, but she wouldn't listen. If she would speak the truth, she would testify the number of times I have shed tears of her divorce plans. November last year, she finally divorced her husband and told us to work as a team so no one would notice it. We're still the best of friends. Fast forward, in March 2020, she came to my room one evening to accuse me of feeding our maid with her secrets about one gym trainer guy she was dating. The interesting thing is that she didn't know that all this while, everyone in the house was aware of her relationship with the guy. The maid is a friend to the gym trainer's girlfriend, so she was receiving complaints from her. Out of shame, she had to pour her anger on me and her husband. Pour her anger on me and her husband that we betrayed her. The maid kept fabricating stories about me to complicate issues I knew nothing about. I remember how Joyce Blessing removed her bathroom slippers and threw it at me when I tried defending myself in one of the instances. Joyce asked me to leave the house and agreed to compensate me with an amount of money for the sacrificial work I did for her, including money she had borrowed from me after divorce, but later called me when I had left that she was not going to pay anything. She asked vloggers to come and fabricate stories about me that I snatched her husband from her to tarnish my image, knowing very well that she was actually the one who divorced him. She asked me for her social media handles on 17th May 2020 and told me she had parted ways with me. I considered the love for her and handed over the logins to her and her husband and even called her to meet me so I helped her log in. She refused to show up. She had seized my belongings and prevented me from picking them from her house since March 2020. She only allowed me to pick them just last Wednesday, 26 August. The nasty scene that happened when I went to pick up my belongings from her house is another chapter I would not want to talk about. I currently do not have access to any of her social media pages as she has alleged. I would entreat her to settle issues with her husband to retrieve her pages and leave me out of their troubles. I would want to also state that there is no truth in a story that circulated that I wanted to blackmail her with an amount of 30,000 cedis. I did not also leak any videos of Joyce Blessing in a fight with her sister-in-law. I wasn't at the scene when she visited the house to fight them. Joyce Blessing has always been a sister, and considering this, I advised myself not to say much to complicate issues, but it looks as if she's taking advantage of my calm demeanor, and it's unfortunate things are happening this way. I'm always available, and she can count on me for support with regards to her music and ministry. I wish her all the best in her musical journey. Sincerely, Julie J. Kans. Dabi. Obiankasa.